This lesson we are going to be simplifying surds. This will be through adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. Adding surds. You must know that when adding surds, you can only simplify an expression if they are like surds. For example, you can simplify the expression root 2 plus root 2 plus root 2, which is equal to 3 root 2, as you have 3 lots of root 2. But if you are given the expression root 5 plus root 3, you cannot simplify this as there are no like surds. So you would still get your final answer as root 5 plus root 3. So you must know that when we have like terms, we add the rational parts and keep the same the irrational parts. So the rational parts in the example of root 2 plus root 2 plus root 2 would be 1, and the irrational part would be root 2, giving us the answer of 1 plus 1 plus 1 root 2. As we have added the rational parts and kept the irrational parts the same, which is root 2. You must also know that when you add surds, they have to be in the simplest form. So for example, root 20 plus root 5 can be simplified further. Even though they are not like terms right now, if we simplify root 20, which is equal to 2 root 5, as root 20 is equal to root 4 times root 5, which is equal to 2 root 5, as the square root of 4 is equal to 2, plus root 5. As you can see, we can simplify this as there are like terms. So we add the rational parts, which is 2 and 1, and keep the same irrational part, which is root 5. So we get our final answer of 3 root 5. So as you can see, the rational part for root 5 is 1 root 5. Another thing you have to know with surds is that root A plus root B does not equal root A plus B. This can be seen when we are given the example of root 16 plus root 4 is not equal to root 16 plus 4. So if we simplify this expression, we get 4 as root 16 is equal to 4 plus root 4, which is equal to 2, does not equal root 20, as we have added 16 and 4, as 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, and this does not equal 2 root 5. Now we'll move on to subtracting terms. Subtracting terms are very similar to adding terms, as you can only subtract like terms. So if we are given the expression root 5 minus root 3, we cannot simplify this as they are not like terms. So your final answer will still be root 5 minus root 3. If we are given the expression 3 root 5 minus 2 root 5, we get root 5. As you know, 3 root 5 means there are 3 lots of root 5s, so root 5 plus root 5 plus root 5, and minus 2 root 5s mean there are 2 lots of root 5s, minus root 5 minus root 5. So if we simplify this, we get root 5. So now let's move on to another example. So you're given the expression root 36 minus root 4. We can easily simplify this as root 36 is equal to 6 and root 4 is equal to 2. So we get 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. Like I have said before, subtracting surds is very similar to adding surds, as all the rules are the same. So let's move on to the example. Root 20 minus root 5 minus root 8. If we simplify this, we get 2 root 5 minus root 5 minus 2 root 2. This is because minus root 8 is equal to root 4 times root 2, which is equal to 2 root 2. So we get the value of 2 root 2 here. So if we simplify this further, we get root 5 minus 2 root 2. We cannot simplify this any further as there are no like terms. Now let's move on to multiplying surds. You must know that when multiplying surds, it does not depend on having like terms. So you can multiply the rational parts, but you can also multiply the irrational parts. For example, if you are given the expression a root a times b root b, it is equal to ab root ab. As you can see, you have multiplied the rational parts, which are a, b, but you have also multiplied the irrational parts, which are a, b, giving you the final answer of ab root ab. This also means that if you are given the expression root ab, it is equal to root a times root b. This can be seen with the example of root 3 times root 5 is equal to root 15. Now, if we are given the example of root 3 times root 4, we know that it is equal to root 3 times 4, which is also equal to root 12. And now, to get our final answer, we simplify root 12, so that it is equal to 2 root 3. But this can also be seen as root 3 times root 4 is equal to root 3 times 2, as root 4 is equal to 2. So it is also giving us the answer of 2 root 3. So now let's move on to another example. We have root 36 times root 9 times root 3. To simplify this, we can just simplify each surd first. So root 36 is equal to 6 times root 9, which is equal to 3, times root 3, as you cannot simplify this. So we get 18 root 3. As you can see, we have multiplied the rational values, which are 6, 3, and 1, and kept the same irrational value as there are no other irrational values. So if we had 6 root 3 instead of just 6, we would get a different answer. So we would get the answer of 6 times 3 times 1, as they are the rational values, of 18, times root 3 times root 3, which is 9. So as you know, you can simplify root 9, so you get 18 times 3, which is equal to 54. You can see that when multiplying surds, it doesn't depend on having like terms, as you can just multiply the irrational values. Now let's move on to dividing surds. You must know that when dividing surds, if you are ever given the value of root a over b, it is also equal to root a divided by root b. So if you are ever given the example of root 9 over 25, you can also say that it is equal to root 9 over root 25, giving us the answer of 3 over 5, as root 9 is equal to 3 and root 25 is equal to 5. Now let's move on to an example. So we are given the expression root 20 divided by root 5. What we have to do is first simplify root 20. So root 20 is equal to 2 root 5 over root 5. And as you know, 2 root 5 is equal to 2 times root 5 over root 5. So we can take away root 5 from both sides, giving us the final answer of 2, as root 5 divided by root 5 is equal to 1. Now let's move on to another example. We are given the expression root 9 times root 4 divided by root 6. To do this, we can multiply root 9 and root 4, which is equal to root 36. So now we can divide this by root 6. So root 36 divided by root 6 is also equal to root 36 over 6. And if we simplify this, we get root 6, as 36 divided by 6 is equal to 6. And root 6 would be our final answer. Now let's move on to our final example. So we're given the expression 10 root 50 divided by 5 root 10. To simplify this, we know that it is also equal to 10 times root 50 over 5 times root 10. So if we write it down again, we can get 10 divided by 5, which is equal to 2, times root 50 over 10. As root 50 over 10, as you know, is equal to root 50 divided by root 10. So if we simplify this, we get 2 times root 5, as 50 divided by 10 is 5. So our final answer would be 2 root 5, as you cannot simplify root 5 any further. I hope that you have learnt something new on surds. Thank you.